So the song As For Me started kind of fun. I had this musical piece I had been working on just with acoustic guitars, and I was just being cheesy, looking out the window and what kind of music do I want to make today? So I made this little track. You had been working on this song separately from me. You listened to the little musical piece I had been working on.
It was inspiring. It was a little bop.
I think it was a little bop. Yeah, and you put the bop and your song together, and it became the song As For Me.
Yeah, which that happens a lot, you know. You will be working on something, I'll be working on something, and then we come together and we're like, oh,
it's a marriage.
This goes together. Anyway, yeah, so as for me, as far as me writing the lyrics started out, I was just in Psalm 2 one day. And of course it's around the time, which it hasn't really changed in this moment, of just, we wake up, we watch the news, and we see what's going on in the world. And I think the Psalms are such a great place to go because it's like, it's the highest of highs, it's the lowest of lows. It has something for all of us in it to be able to express our hearts and what is going on in these days. And so I was reading that, and it basically talks about how like people are plotting in vain and the nations are raging against each other. But then it just says like, the Lord who sits enthroned in the heavens, he laughs. And he says, as for me, I've set my king on Zion. And as soon as I read that, I started singing it. As for me, I set my king. And then Annie, our daughter, you know, she heard me singing it and she started singing that. And it just caught on in that little chorus, like I couldn't get it out of my heart really. And, you know, I think about even just subscribing to God's sovereignty, as my friend Shannon says, like in these days, like subscribing to that, like that the Lord is not rattled about what's going on. And in fact, he's laughing, he's rejoicing, and he's saying, I've already set things in place. I already have a story that's rolling and it's beautiful. And he's not laughing at us or our hardships or our suffering. He's laughing at anyone who would conspire against him. That's the beginning of it. And then I love the end. It's just such an invitation because basically David starts just talking about how the Lord is talking about his king, which we know it points to David as an earthly king, but it also points to Jesus as our eternal king. And I love it. It just says anyone who takes refuge in him, like blessed is he, and he belongs to this king. I remember writing that last part when we were actually at Lost Valley, and it was when I was actually going through a lot, and I was singing through that. I was by myself. I was getting ready in the restroom. We were like getting ready to go to dinner or something, and just sang out that last whole part. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in your name. They belong to you, Jesus. And this huge like thunder like happened outside, and it like shook the whole cabin, and I was like, amen. So yeah, I love how that As For Me began, and I love how it ended as far as writing. It was really beautiful.